Taurus, pause for a second and listen. 2025 is not an ordinary year for you. The universe is sending powerful signals through your intuition, those subtle feelings of unease, those moments when your heart races for no clear reason. You may be sensing something off in your relationships, your work, or deep within your own soul. Don't ignore it. These signs aren't random. They are warnings from the universe, and if you don't act, the consequences may be more serious than you think. Uranus is shaking up your world, pushing you out of your comfort zone and forcing you to face major changes. Neptune is heightening your sensitivity, making you more vulnerable to negative energies from others, like jealousy, pretense, or disrespect. If you keep ignoring your intuition, holding on to toxic relationships, or refusing to set boundaries, you might lose the precious peace you've always cherished. Worse, you may begin to doubt your own worth, feel drained, and lose your way in a chaotic world. But Taurus, you have the power to change that. Don't dismiss these signals. They are your compass through transformation, helping you stay grounded in an unstable world. Listen closely, because 2025 is your time to awaken, to define your boundaries, and to shine brighter than ever before. Let's explore why your intuition is speaking so clearly, and how to transform these challenges into your greatest source of strength. Taurus, your intuition is not just a fleeting feeling. It's the light that guides your path, a sacred gift from the universe that helps you discern truth from illusion, especially in a year as turbulent as 2025. Let's take a deeper look at this power, because it is the key to protecting your peace and staying true to your values. Taurus, have you ever walked into a familiar room, seen a close friend, but felt an invisible distance? There were no harsh words, no obvious gestures, just a heaviness that made you want to leave. It could be a neighbor who always smiles but whose eyes feel cold, or a family member who makes you feel unsafe even without any proof. Those moments are not imagined. They are your intuition, a sacred gift from Venus, the planet of love and truth, warning you about what is not genuine. As a Taurus, you hold a superpower. You know when something is wrong, even without a clear reason. Your intuition isn't based on impulsive emotions or vague assumptions. It's like roots reaching deep into the earth, sensing the tremors of truth long before your eyes can see it. In 2025, as Uranus pushes you out of your comfort zone and Neptune makes you more sensitive to the energy around you, your intuition becomes the guiding light. It will tell you when a promise lacks sincerity, when a smile hides jealousy, or when a job offer sounds too perfect to be true. Think back to the last time you felt something was off. Maybe it was a conversation with a friend who said "I'm fine," but whose eyes were empty. Or a team meeting where everyone applauded but you sensed something was forced. I once heard a Taurus say she declined a project because of a gut feeling, even though everything looked perfect on paper. People laughed, but later the project collapsed due to an untrustworthy partner. That wasn't luck. That was the power of Taurus intuition. Taurus, don't let anyone make you doubt that inner voice. They may say you're too sensitive or overthinking, but they don't understand that you're not guessing, you know. Your intuition is a gift from the universe, sharpened by your steadfast nature and your sincere heart. In 2025, trust it. When you sense someone isn't genuine, when a situation feels wrong, don't try to rationalize it or wait for proof. Just listen and act. Step away, set boundaries, or protect your peace. Because, Taurus, that voice inside you is never wrong. Your intuition doesn't just alert you to unsettling moments. It sharpens your sensitivity to insincerity, acting like a radar that detects falsehood before it can hurt you. But why are you feeling this so clearly, especially as you step into 2025? Look back at what you experienced throughout 2024, because it's precisely those moments, guided by Venus, that have sharpened your ability to recognize what isn't genuine, preparing you for a more grounded journey this year. In 2024, Venus, your ruling planet and the symbol of love and value, made you particularly sensitive to how others treated you. You may have noticed a close friend becoming distant, offering excuses to avoid meeting up while still texting, "I still care about you." Or maybe at work, a colleague praised you in front of the boss, but you overheard them criticizing you during a break. These moments didn't just leave you feeling uncomfortable, they made you question whether the sincerity you bring into relationships is being truly appreciated. These experiences may have been influenced by key Venus transits during 2024. For instance, when Venus was in Libra from August to September, you may have tried to keep the peace in a friend group, even though you sensed forced politeness in their conversations. Or later in the year, as Venus moved through more emotional signs, you may have reflected on a relationship with a family member or coworker and realized they didn't value your loyalty the way you hoped. These moments awakened your ability to detect inauthenticity. And now, in 2025, that awareness is becoming a powerful shield to protect your peace. Taurus, you are sensitive to what's fake because you are an earth sign, steady and rooted in the pursuit of truth and lasting value. You're not swayed by pretty words or fleeting emotions. You simply know when something's off. Think about a time someone asked, "How are you?" only to immediately steer the conversation toward themselves as if they weren't truly interested. Or when you offered an idea at work and someone else took credit without acknowledgement. These situations might have made you wonder, am I overthinking this? But Taurus, you're not overthinking, you're feeling the truth. And that is a gift from Venus. I once heard a Taurus share how she felt uneasy about someone in her group, someone who acted friendly but always made subtly cutting remarks. She didn't have concrete proof, but her intuition told her something wasn't right. Eventually, she discovered that person had been spreading false rumors behind her back. That wasn't paranoia. It was Venus helping her see what didn't align with her values. And that skill is only growing sharper to protect you from insincere energy. Taurus, your honest presence can sometimes make those who aren't genuine feel exposed. When you stay true to yourself, like turning down a plan you know won't work out or quietly stepping away from a draining relationship, you're putting your values first. That might unsettle others, not because you're wrong, but because they're not ready to face their own truth. In 2025, embrace this sensitivity as a superpower. It's the universe through Venus, helping you guard your sincere heart and build a life surrounded by relationships that are truly worth your time. Taurus, the universe doesn't punish, it balances. Every unsettling intuition, every insincere glance, every moment when your peace feels disturbed, all of these are lessons, gentle reminders from the universe asking you to protect your inner light. In 2025, you will face major changes, but you won't be alone. These lessons are not meant to hurt you. They are here to help you live in alignment with your values, to plant seeds of peace, and to attract those who truly appreciate you. Lesson 1. Setting boundaries is loving yourself. Taurus, your loyalty, the trait you're most proud of, the way you never abandon those you care about, is a rare gift. But perhaps you've come to realize that not everyone cherishes your sincere heart as much as you hoped. Think back. Have you ever spent an entire evening texting a friend, trying to plan a meetup, only to receive curt replies? Or worse, they cancel last minute with a vague "something came up"? You keep trying because you're Taurus, patient and committed to keeping the connection alive, but each time you feel a little emptier inside, as if your sincerity is going to waste. Or maybe at work you poured your heart into a project, shared your ideas with your team, only to hear a colleague present those ideas as their own. When you tried to speak up, they brushed it off with a laugh. "Oh, must have been a misunderstanding." But you knew what really happened. These moments make you question yourself. Am I just being too sensitive? Taurus, you're not too sensitive. You're simply sensing a lack of respect. And that's the universe's way of telling you your loyalty needs to be placed in the right hands. These experiences are not random. They are preparing you to enter 2025 with a stronger heart. Setting boundaries doesn't mean pushing people away or becoming distant. It's how you tell yourself, "I deserve to be treated kindly." Think of those long phone calls from a sibling where they unload all their burdens on you. But when you start to open up, they cut you off or change the subject. You keep listening because you don't want to hurt their feelings, but afterwards your heart feels heavy. That's when you need a small boundary, like gently saying, "Hey, I have to get back to work, let's talk again later," and using that time to call someone who genuinely asks, "How are you?" and truly listens to your answer. Taurus, each time you choose to protect your energy, you are building a safe space for your own heart. Like when you decide not to initiate contact with a draining friend anymore and instead make time for someone who lights up when they see you. Or when you stand up during a meeting and say, "I proposed that idea last week, here's how I'd like to expand on it." These actions don't make you selfish. They make you someone who knows how to love and stand by yourself. In 2025, keep practicing the art of saying no to relationships that leave you feeling drained, because when you do, you make room for people who truly respect your light. The universe is watching, and every boundary you set is a powerful step toward living in integrity with the values you've always believed in. Lesson 2. Forgiveness as a way to free your soul. Taurus, your loyal heart, the one that always gives, always believes people can become better, is a powerful strength, but sometimes it also causes you to hold on to old wounds. In 2024, perhaps you went through moments that weighed heavily on your heart. Like when a close friend, someone you once shared all your secrets with, suddenly turned away and said something hurtful like, "You're always overreacting." You tried to understand them, thinking they might just be going through a rough time, but each time you remember it, the pain resurfaces like a wound that hasn't healed. Or maybe you spent the whole year supporting a relative, perhaps a cousin you always treated like a younger sibling. You helped them find a job, listened to their complaints every night. But when you needed them just once to share your own pressures, they brushed you off and said, "Everyone has problems." You didn't get angry because you're Taurus. You tend to preserve peace. But deep down, you felt betrayed. You wondered why your sincerity wasn't reciprocated. Taurus, those moments aren't meant for you to carry resentment forever. They are lessons to help you enter 2025 with a lighter heart. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or letting those people hurt you again. Forgiveness is how you free yourself, so your heart is no longer tied down by the past. Think back to that time you sat alone after a team meeting, when a coworker openly criticized you over a small mistake, even though you had worked tirelessly to support the whole team. Everyone laughed it off, but you took that feeling of being dismissed home with you, replaying their words over and over in your head. Holding on to that only made you feel heavier, like carrying a backpack full of stones. Instead of letting those wounds weigh you down, try releasing them. When you think about the friend who said something hurtful, write down how you felt, how sad and disappointed you were. And then end the note with something simple: "I choose to let this go because I want peace in my heart." You don't need to send it to them, just tear up the paper or leave it tucked away in a journal and feel the release. As for that relative or coworker, you don't need to keep giving the way you once did. Maybe you'll still talk, still work together, but you keep a healthy distance. You don't overshare. You don't spend your evenings listening to them vent. Instead, you call a friend who always makes you laugh, or you take an evening to care for yourself. Make a warm cup of tea and watch a movie you love. Taurus, forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. In 2025, as you learn to let go of past grudges, you'll find yourself growing stronger, as if you've opened a door for new people to enter, people who genuinely value your loyal heart. The universe is always watching, and each time you choose to free your soul, you plant a seed for a life filled with love and harmony, just as Venus, your ruling planet, always guides you to do. Lesson 3. Living authentically is the most beautiful form of justice. Taurus, your steadfastness and sincerity, the way you always do the right thing, even when no one is watching, are flames that nothing can extinguish. In life, you've faced moments that made you want to scream to defend the truth, like when a coworker spread a rumor that you were incompetent, even though you'd stayed up countless nights to finish a project for the entire team. You didn't respond, you didn't lower yourself to their level, but inside you felt wronged, wondering why your dedication was misunderstood. Or think back to the times you tried to maintain harmony within your family, like when you hosted a dinner to bring everyone together, but a relative, maybe a brother, kept complaining about the food or how things were arranged, as if none of your effort mattered. You swallowed your disappointment because you're Taurus. You choose kindness over conflict. Yet each time it felt like a piece of your light dimmed, like your sincerity was invisible. Taurus, those moments aren't meant to drag you down. They are lessons preparing you to walk into 2025 with a quiet strength. Living authentically is the most beautiful form of justice. You don't need to retaliate or expose anyone to feel balanced. Think back to that time you quietly stepped away from a group of friends who only talked about shallow things, showing off new purchases or comparing success, while you just wanted to share your tough day. Instead of forcing yourself to fit in, you chose to take a walk alone through the park, listening to the rustle of leaves and feeling your heart grow lighter. That was you living in truth, and the universe noticed. Living authentically doesn't mean you have to change the world. Sometimes it's in the little actions. Like when you choose not to join in workplace gossip and instead focus on writing a thank you email to a colleague who supported you. Or when you spend an evening caring for the plants on your balcony rather than trying to win over a family member who dismisses your efforts. I once heard a Taurus share that in 2024, she chose to stop working with a group of friends who constantly dismissed her ideas. Rather than argue, she quietly built her own project. Later, those same people had to acknowledge her success. That wasn't revenge, it was the power of living by her values. Taurus, in 2025, let your sincerity continue to lead the way. When you choose to build instead of destroy, like when you smile and do your job well even if someone tries to undermine you, or when you invest your time in people who genuinely appreciate you, you are sending a powerful message to the universe. My light cannot be dimmed. Those who hurt you will have to face the truth, not because you called them out, but because their pretense can't stand against your steady integrity. Venus, the planet of love and value, stands beside you, reminding you that authenticity is not only justice, it's how you create a life of deep meaning, where only what truly matters is allowed to stay. Taurus, you don't need to shout to be heard nor retaliate to be acknowledged. Just standing your ground and living truthfully with your steadfast heart is enough for your light to expose all that's inauthentic. The year 2025 is your time of awakening, to realize that you're not just a Taurus. You are the embodiment of sincerity, resilience, and the beauty Venus has etched into your soul. Do one small thing today to honor your light. Write down a moment when your intuition saved you. Meditate for 5 minutes to truly listen to your heart, or send a message of gratitude to someone who made you feel seen. These actions are your way of telling the universe, I'm ready to live in alignment with who I truly am. And when you do, you will begin to attract others who also live in truth. People who love you not for what you do, but for being the mountain of strength they've always been searching for. Taurus, share your story. Have you ever felt a quiet unease that turned out to be right? Have you ever set a boundary and felt lighter because of it? Just writing it down could spark a flame for another Taurus who is quietly seeking healing. You don't love lightly. You love deeply. You don't live on the surface, you live with depth. And when you choose to protect your peace, you create the most beautiful justice, not through judgment, but by surviving and shining. The universe is watching over you, Taurus. Your light is eternal, and 2025 is your moment to let it blaze. Walk forward with steady resolve, because your story, the story of truth and peace, is waiting to be written. Thank you for listening, and never stop shining.